people preach about, are you alone or lonely? So long as you're alone, the loneliness will hit you at some point. It gets better. Right now you might not see it. Right now you might be seeing from a point of lack, from a point of vulnerability. Right now you might be feeling like you're missing out. So
you don't know what he's doing. You need proper environmentally trained people.
hey Paz, how you doing? How is everything on your side? On my side, I'm doing well. Every time you see me in nature, is it in nature or in nature or on nature? Anytime you see me there, just know I'm doing perfectly, okay? I forget about all my problems. I forget about everything that is stressing me. So yeah, today I didn't wake up with good energy, right? But I wanted to go to the library. I decided, actually, I'm not going to the library. I'll stay in my room and be productive as I would be in the library. It's about mindset, right? So I was there. I've been doing a lot of research on my project, and this is a call to you guys to help me fill the questionnaire. Like, it's so sad that 100 of you guys are watching my channel and I just have like few responses. So please share the questionnaire, tell a friend to tell a friend, so that we can solve this environmental issue. That will be very helpful. But I don't take for granted the support you've been showing me since I started my YouTube channel. And today's video is a walk and talk video. I was working before. We had what can I call it? We had a thingy. Oh my god, it will lack of a better one. We had a movement. It was called walk and talks. You could have like few minutes to walk in the nearby nature and walk, talk, meet new people. So for me, because I don't have anyone to talk to, I was like, let me take a camera and talk to you guys. So today's walk and talk series, yeah, this is walk and talk series 1. I want to talk about the things that I'm learning. These are the things we are learning, okay? And I'll be very happy if you add the things you're learning as well. You know, add more to the things you're learning. That life can be lonely. Honestly, like when I came in the UK, I realized life can be lonely. You know, friends are working, and even if they're working, you know, everybody has their own issues they are dealing with. It can feel lonely, okay? But it's our responsibility to make it worth living, right? So for me, what I do, for example, you can see that this is a good example. Like, you're alone but you're not lonely, okay? But even if you get yourself to a situation where you feel lonely, because obviously you will feel that at some point, especially if you're living alone. You know, people preach about, are you lonely? Are you alone or lonely? So long as you're alone, the loneliness will hit you at some point, and it's your responsibility to make sure that you work with that loneliness and know how to cope, because it's not really a safe space, especially when life gets challenging. That is the time you need to really try to realize your strengths, what you can do alone. So take nature walks, create a YouTube video, have an online group, and also you can cook some new food, new recipe, try reading new books. You know, what else can you do? Let me know what you do when you're feeling alone or lonely. What do you do? I would love to know that. Number 2 is that success is very personal. Honestly, success is very personal. I am 24 years old. Saying it so loud, yeah, because I know I'll no longer be 24, and I'll be like, I wish I was saying it loud. So yeah, I'm 24 years old and I'm in the UK, and yeah, in the UK you have different pressures, right? You have things like you don't know how to drive at 24. You don't know how to drive at 24. I'm making use of the light. Like, you don't have like, I don't have an iPhone at 24. I don't have a driving license at 24. I don't have a car at 24. I haven't done masters at 24. Like, you know, all those things look like success. Those things are success. But what is success to me at this point, you know, is to get there. But you should not feel intimidated by someone else's success, right? Out because you don't have a car, you will feel left out because you haven't done masters, or you feel like kinda, oh, you're not good enough because you don't have this and that. But also, you know, you forget that you are a firstborn African daughter. You know what the responsibility comes with being a firstborn. You know, being able to handle yourself each and every day, being able to maintain your your sanity. You know, you keep your sanity, being able to cook for yourself, learn new skills, interact with people. That to me is success. You know, that to me is success. And obviously getting cars or these material stuff or traveling the world or having money is something that is success to me, but it will come. Okay, so as much as we're in this world where people view success as getting big houses and all that, it is very good to define success for yourself so that it keeps you on track, so that you're not focusing more on the what you don't have, or it does not make you feel like you're small or you're not good enough because of the things that other people have, especially your age. The three thing that I'm learning is that we are brought up differently. Like we have been brought up differently, we grew up differently, and even when you just sit alone, you know your family, you know the family dynamics, and you know the background that you're brought up in. Oh, I don't know if you're getting it. It's important to know that you're brought up differently, and these can affect us differently, you know. So it's upon us to realize these things and try to find out if the type of bringing up we grew up in, whether it contributed to our current behaviors or how we behave in life, how we do things in life. And that will be important to you, because if it is something that you have to prevent for your generation, so that means it's something that will help you grow as a person, it's important to know those things so that you're able to navigate this life with an ease. I would say, for instance, I would say, like, sometimes, you know, the way we brought up, like, you didn't have this and that, you didn't have a lot of money, or you didn't have like exposure, that makes you have to have the scarcity mindset, and that can also affect you and your spending and the way you live, and that can affect how your future generations will live. So it's important to know how you're brought up and how that upbringing contributes to your present life. So it's good to be aware of those things, whether they contributed positively, or they give you good values, or they give you bad values, or they make you become or behave in certain ways. It's good to know the root cause of that and address it as early as you can, so that you don't pass the same to the next generation. Like, for example, some of us were brought up in a way where, like, we weren't appreciated, or we used to think that men are the same, or we used to think that, you know, you can't say this, you can't talk like this, you can't go for this. So you find that you're living a certain way of life because of how you're brought up, and if you don't address that issue right now, it's gonna affect how you're living and how perhaps you go into it kinda like affect even your dating life and the family that you create. So it's important to know, if you're not brought up in a healthy environment, it's good to acknowledge that, or good to be aware that that is not how life is. You know, even if you grew up in a chaotic family, that's not how life is out there. There is good life there is abundance, hakuna uchawi. You know, you just need to work hard and pray to God. You understand? Another thing I'm learning is this word kienyeji. How would I say kienyeji? Like, how would I tell you guys kienyeji? Because I feel like people call those people who have lived in the village, or those people in the village, kienyeji, or people who don't really know a lot, or those people who have not been exposed to life. But kienyeji is actually very relative word, and if I am in the village, I am a kienyeji to the person in the city, and the person in the city can be a kienyeji to someone living in London, because you might probably be living in Nairobi and you don't have some of the things that people have in London. You come to London and people be like, check you manze, check you kienyeji. So it's good to be humble, but also like we shouldn't like feel bad about being called a kienyeji. I would say it's part of growing and life experiences. We grew up differently and probably have different exposures, and that is the beauty of life. During your time, you will know how to use an elevator. At the right time, you will know how to use a popcorn machine. As we go, you will know how to use a car. As we progress, you will know how to use what was called those things, and it's okay. You will know how to use those things and you will know them. You will be fine. When I came to London, when I came to the UK, there are so many things I didn't know how to use. And look at me now. I have done jobs where I'm taking kids to tourist attraction places in UK using a Google map. There are days I used to get lost in the forest because I didn't know how to use a Google map. I never used Google map in my home place, so I learned that, and now that's past everything. So even if you're a kienyeji, don't worry about it. It's life. It's part of life. You will learn when your time comes, and trust me, you will also call someone kienyeji. So environmental science, if you think about it,
It's everything.
for example, you see these where we are right now. We have
you say in a minute. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, we have trees, right?
Yeah.
There is the concept of conservation here. We can hear their birds chirping, and we have different native trees here. So how do you conserve this? On the other side, you can see water.
Yeah.
So people in the farm using nitrogen fertilizers. How do you ensure that you don't? There is no algal bloom forming in the rivers that will affect aquatic life and all.
This river,
Yeah.
called the River Pin.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
This river was beautiful.
Yeah.
It had stone loach, little
Yeah.
fish called stone loach,
Yeah.
which need to live on a gravelly bed. They can't live
Yeah.
in silt, so they lived on the gravel.
Yeah.
There was minnows, little fish which need
Yeah.
fast, clean water.
Okay.
But now, it's hardly anything.
Yeah.
There's things like crayfish, which aren't normal,
Crayfish, yeah.
and fish that live in the mud, because the council.
So we need more people who are aware of these things.
We need more environmentalists in proper jobs, not somebody who's, just out of the blue. Oh, his brother works for the council, will give him a job looking after this. He don't know what he's doing. You need proper environmentally trained people.
Birds are gonna come and choke with these
Everything.
plastics.
I've seen honestly, I've seen all really awful things. I've seen birds, I've seen every fish caught in plastic. But you're Kenyan, aren't you?
Yes. We say jambo habari.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's lovely.
Yes. I don't know. I like having good conversations with people. And imagine I just go out and I met this guy. He's collecting litter from the environment, bless him, and you could hear the talks. I decided to share with you to hear what people are talking about the environment. It's the high time we change our mindset. It's a high time to think about the environment as ours and not like Valentine's thing to do. It's not Valentine's work to collect litter. It's not Valentine's work to have a look at this and that. Anyway, but guys, yeah, we need to if we need our future generations to behave in a certain way, we need to teach them now. We need to have that consciousness right now. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Look at that. The other thing I'm learning is that life is simple. Actually, if you think about life is so simple. As I'm growing, life is getting tough, but it's getting tough based on what? It's getting tough, or it seems like very difficult because of the standards that I set for myself, which is not bad. It's not bad to set standards for yourself, but also the social the social standards. For example, like doing like day in life, maybe I'm required to have like a tripod, I'm required to have ring light, or I'm supposed to have like different type of seats for my background, or I am supposed to have like a lot of clothes to use in my every videos. But then, I mean, why do we need them? You can do videos with the same clothes. You can do videos with the same clothes. Okay, if you don't have a good background and utasema, oh, I don't have good background, that's why I'm not doing YouTube. Go outside in the environment. This is such a nice screen. This is such a nice background to create your content. So I think life is so simple. Life is so simple. We just complicate it. We just complicate it.
Vyote vina complicate. Masomo ina complicate. Maisha ina complicate.
And if you wanna know why life is simple, you will realize that those people who are very rich and people in general always refer to their childhood memories, those simple childhood memories, as their best memories they had while growing up. Well, if you had a good one, if you acknowledge your childhood upbringing. Like for me, I think life is simple in a way that you can live in a village where there is cuckoo, there is where there are goats and cows, and you can milk your own cows. There's firewood you can cook. What I'm saying is life is so simple, and our responsibility to realize this, what makes it simple, so that when life becomes difficult, you remember that there are some things you can go without and they will still make life interesting. They will still make life worth living for. Am I talking too much? Number seven is my favorite. Number seven thing that I'm learning, the number seven thing that I'm learning is the power of an empowered woman. And because of that belief, I believe that I can invest in my skills. I believe that I can be knowledgeable and acquire the skills and knowledge that are required for me to get that job. I believe that I can get that degree, that master's, and I believe that I can get that job and fund my lifestyle the way I want, without compromising my values to get the same lifestyle. Honestly, that's everything I'm learning. And I feel like because of this empowerment, there's so much peace that comes with knowing that you can rely on your skills and knowledge without compromising your key values in life. That is one of the biggest things I've learned. Another thing that I'm learning is that it gets better. It gets better. Right now you might not see it. Right now you might be seeing from a point of lack, from a point of vulnerability. Right now you might be feeling like you're missing out, but it gets better. Trust me, it gets better. You get better people, you get better jobs, you get better experiences, you get better skills, you become more knowledgeable, you attract better people, you date better with time, yeah? You date better, you become better and better and better. That is something I'm learning, that it gets better. Last thing I've learned, and also to close this video, is that that there is God. I'm learning that there is God. I knew there is God, but I'm learning that He is actually there, that He exists, and His promises are true, are yes and amen, and that He loves us. And because of that, we should learn to meditate on His word, what He says. We need to learn His character, and also the journey of learning the character of God, or God Himself, is very personal. Is very personal. He is real. Pray to Him. He will reveal things to you. He will reveal things that He needs you to hear, and He will guide you. He will protect you. He will beautify your life. He is a beautifier. God is a beautifier. Look at the nature. Look at the birds of the air. Look at the clouds. Look at everything that God has created. It's always perfect. And with God, you can't go astray. You can't go wrong with God. Bank on Him. Bank on the word. His promises are yes and amen. And He says, at the right time, I will make it happen. So I don't know, in your waiting time, you're looking for that job, you want to graduate, you want to get married, you want to have kids, you want to go this, you want to be financially stable, you want to be here, at the right time. Isaiah 60:20 or 20:60. At the right time, God will make it happen. And yeah, just be a good person and like that video, comment and subscribe. Please, I'm sending you a link here. I have 2 links. One is from my friend who is doing hospitality in Bournemouth. Hi Odipo, I am going to attach your link here. The other one is my link for my final year project. I am going to attach it here. It will be so unfair for watching the whole video and not do that survey. Like, it doesn't make sense, right? So do that survey, okay? By the way, this was my outfit. See you. Now I want to look for a place to get a nice thumbnail. Where can I get it?